Ahoy hoy, I am Planarwalk, and welcome to Rush of Stupid. Today on the panel we have Jane Spade.
Oh. Hoy hoy, I guess.
Yeah, so, I guess let's jump straight into it. So the first thing that we've got on the... let me bring up Firefox on my end, here we go. So the first thing that we've got is a message of hope for the youth. So, Pat Daniel on YouTube, I think it's on YouTube, says, the saddest thing is when someone becomes an atheist, and then a lefty. Kids, it does not have to be that way. So, to me, I don't know why they think that it's a bad thing to become an atheist or a lefty.
Yeah, it's like, it's so sad that, you're rational and, like social benefits and care about other people.
Yeah. But honestly, this radiates Donald Trump energy. Right?
I win.
Yeah, so it could be something like, it is a bad thing when someone becomes an atheist and then a lefty. Kids of America, it does not have to be that way. Sad. Sounds
I'm
like
the greatest president ever. I won Michigan.
Yeah, and something that's not even related to the initial thing. Because, the kids, it does not have to be that way, isn't really related to the... Although, to be fair, it is generally the youth that is becoming atheist and more left. And there's...
go figure, progress.
Yeah, it is because a lot of hardcore fundamentalist Christians are conservatives as well. And so it makes sense, right? It's like these scatterplots that you do where sure, someone could be like a hardcore fundamentalist Christian and be really progressive and really be really left-leaning. However, that's an outlier.
Yeah, the weird thing that I never get, at least in America, is that, like, quote-unquote Christian values align much more with the left, like taking care of your neighbor, feeding the hungry, giving healthcare to all. But then, like, they get stuck on the abortion thing. And the abortion thing just, like, I guess, trumps the rest of Christianity, even though I don't think the Bible says anything about abortion.
The Bible...
I'm assuming it doesn't.
The Bible actually does say something about abortion, though.
That it's okay? I don't know. I'm taking a shot in the dark here.
So,
I don't know.
There's a passage in the Bible that says that if a man thinks that their spouse is being unfaithful, right, and they're pregnant, they're to go to the priest, and the priest will do some kind of ritual, and then if the spouse is being unfaithful, then they will have a miscarriage. Whereas if they're being faithful, then the Lord will allow them to keep the child.
Oh, okay. But I mean, that does align with like the guys get to choose, but girls don't message behind anti-choice people. But yeah, I'm going to use that one next time.
Yeah. I do recommend looking for the particular passage so that, because, I don't have every passage of the Bible memorized. But, I also think that it is probably a little more acceptable in America, at least when it comes to politics, to be a Christian than to be an atheist. I mean, to be a Christian and a leftist than to be an atheist and anything,
Yeah, so, like, big deal for us when we elected Obama, like, first black president, same thing with Kamala, first black female vice president. I don't think I will be alive to see us elect an atheist. That is just, we don't roll that way.
Yeah. Like in New Zealand, our politics seem to be fairly secular. The last time that someone was a Christian that was leading us was this guy called Bill English, right? And let me just say that Bill English is the whitest name that you can ever have, right?
I was thinking, he sounds like a bowl of mashed potatoes. It's just plain white, a little bit gooey.
Yeah. But the thing with Bill English is that whilst he was in office, he didn't. At least I don't think that he did anything that was considered highly Christian or anything. But then we got Jacinda Ardern, and we, I don't think we're gonna have another. Oh, actually, we did have one person that wasn't the leader at all, Judith Collins, who did, before voting, prayed at a church.
We actually bring our prayer into the Capitol building here. So all of the, First Amendment, you can't have a state religion stuff in the Constitution, that they're pretty they're lax on that.
Yeah.
And we don't tax our churches.
True.
But they get all sorts of say in politics, but they don't have to pay any taxes.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people make this weird argument for churches being tax exempt, at least in America, and that is that churches, because of the separation of church and state, then churches should be tax exempt, because otherwise it means that politics is mixing with the church and all that, and it's that doesn't even make any sense. That's like saying we should keep corporations out of politics, so we should separate corporations and politics, and therefore that means that corporations should be tax exempt.
Yeah, so on paper, it might make sense to be the state's just going to do their thing, we're not going to bother you, and the church is going to do our thing, and we're not going to bother the state. But in reality, they don't pay taxes, but they are absolutely wrapped up in all of our politics. So they're really getting the best of both worlds.
True. Yeah. Anyway, we'll go on to the next thing, because we do have... Oh, I actually just realised that. There we go. So, next thing that we've got here is one from one of my favourite Twitter accounts, Cursed Conspiraboomer Images.
Wait, is that satirical, or is that a real...
That's the name of the Twitter account, Cursed Conspiraboomer Images. And...
Oh, that is fantastic.
What they have gems like this one. Want your normal life back? Are you ready to surrender your sovereign body and mind for Bill Gates and his global vaccine agenda?
Yes, I absolutely am. If it means it ends this shit, Bill Gates can microchip me all he wants. I'm boring. I don't know what he's going to get out of that. But if it means I can leave my apartment, I'm all for it.
Yeah, but I don't get why they think that it's going to be a bad thing. How many vaccines have they put out that have had the opportunity? They've had the opportunity to put microchips in them.
None. I'm guessing. Taking a wild shot in the dark, I would say none. That's a hard 0.
Yeah, we started with, I can't even remember what the first vaccine was. Might have been smallpox or something.
Yeah, smallpox. Yeah, or polio. One of the. I don't know.
Yeah, but we've had vaccines for smallpox. Although nobody gets a smallpox vaccine these days because
surprisingly it worked.
Yeah, it was effective. Although, if we needed another smallpox, if smallpox did somehow come back, then they'd probably be able to just be like, oh yeah, let's go. Oh, here's how we make the vaccine.
Yeah,
again, you know.
I'm sure we have it like on the files somewhere. I hope.
Yeah. So smallpox, polio, measles, mumps, rubella, and
whooping cough, pertussis.
Yeah. And
hepatitis,
yeah,
HPV.
So many different vaccines. I mean, I actually need to get my third vaccine for HPV, and if they've got microchips, if they're going to be putting microchips in vaccines for COVID-19, then why not put microchips in the vaccines for HPV or for the flu or any one of these? What's that?
Wouldn't he have, there would be, if Bill Gates is behind this, I just feel like he could come up with a much easier way of microchipping and tracking people.
Yeah.
Than vaccines. like phones, like smartphones.
Yeah. And, yeah. Well, true. When it comes to phones, they can track people. So, wouldn't you want to get rid of your phone? Yeah. Anybody posting on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter that thinks that vaccines will contain something, that they don't like, then you're going to want to get rid of your phone, your credit card. And
why are you even posting on social media? Those are just giant data mines for people like Oakley.
Yeah, basically, get off the internet, Karen.
Yeah. I mean, regardless, get off the internet, Karen, because we don't like you, but especially if you're going to be a hypocrite.
Exactly. So, Paul Joseph Watson is becoming an irony gold mine. So, we've got this thing here. So, Paul Joseph Watson posted this thing saying, "How dare Ben Shapiro try to define masculinity? Look at him. Say people who look like this." Right? And he's posting this Wojak, which has facial hair and glasses. When that's literally what he looks like.
Oh, sweetie. Oh, I feel bad for him. Does he not realize?
I don't know. Now, I don't think that... I don't think that we should be defining masculinity as any particular thing. If you want to be masculine, that's up to you. If you don't want to be masculine, that's also up to you, right?
God, that's so beta cock of you.
But...
which is sarcasm, total sarcasm.
If you're going to say that, these people that are trying to... If you're going to say that the people that are taking shots at Ben Shapiro trying to define masculinity look like that, and you look like that, that's one ironic...
Yeah, that's when people try to take the intellectual, I'm so much smarter than you approach and then misspell words. And it's I get that typos happen, but if the whole purpose of your post is to try to make you look smarter than me, proofread first.
Yeah. Anywho, the next thing is on to Kenneth Copeland.
A walking skin suit.
Oh, he does look like a skin suit, doesn't he?
He is totally the guy from Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, he looks... I'm sure, I've seen him... I'm sure that... I don't know if you remember the song by Genesis, Land of Confusion. but they have like puppets.
Okay.
And he would fit in very well in that music video, and he wouldn't even have to be a puppet. I mean...
Right? Like, I feel like I could make a kick-ass pair of boots out of his skin. It's just, like, so leathery and gross.
True. But let's see what he has to say. I can't actually remember what was in this video. So.
I don't know. I don't know if he actually says anything, but it's amazing.
Well, I mean, last Rush of Stupid, we had him going, ha, 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 ha.
I think this might be the same one, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure it's different.
Right. Okay.
All I know is that he's been going crazy as of late.
Yeah.
So...
I'm gonna do it. Grab that new stick in him. Put your hand on your head like that. Bald spots, I call you gone. Hair grow. Hair grow. Gonna do it.
So...
Joe Bald.
I know someone who would love to get his hair back, who's balding.
Right. If it were that easy, don't you think we would have figured it out by now?
Yeah. I mean, I probably actually do. I'm fairly certain that sometime in the near future I'm going to need his help to grow my hair because, I mean, when it comes to the stupid, I'm sure I have a few grey hairs from that, and that half of my hair...
Right, I've just pulled it out of my head completely, and... Oh, he's a special one. Did you see the one where he rebuked COVID?
I probably did.
He literally just like spit all over, just like as he was rebuking it.
Oh. How many people in that audience actually think that, oh my god, I went to a Kenneth Copeland thing and he asked my hair to grow. It's going to grow back.
He cured my baldness. Forget about my cancer. He cured my baldness.
Yeah, how many people actually are going to believe that their hair will grow? And honestly...
I mean, he's like a billionaire, so...
Yeah. Like, that's probably... That's sad if people actually think that he's some kind of miracle worker or whatnot.
Yeah, he's just a predator. He just, like, preys on desperate people and takes their money. Definitely. And then flies around on his private jet.
Yeah. Anyway, on to Chief Idiot and Stupid. Otherwise known as Donald Trump.
I think I know who that is.
So...
Like, you're welcome, world, that we gave you this. Like, this endless source of entertainment.
Yeah, so apparently Trump is trying to bring back firing squad executions before he leaves the office. Yeah, that's special. I mean, it's repulsive enough that we still have the death penalty, which, by the way, the federal government had not executed anyone for decades. Decades, maybe bordering like half a century. I think they had the federal government executed maybe 3 people in the last 50 years. I think Trump has already executed 12. Okay. But
like most of our executions, and we do have a lot of them, happen at the state level. But Trump he's a special one, and he wants to make it. He's, only got a couple months left. He's got to do maximum killing in the time that's left.
Why would you bring back firing squad executions? Now, I don't agree with the death penalty, just as a matter of someone could be found guilty who's perfectly innocent, and there's so many cases where that has happened.
Yeah.
Where
they brought it, or he wants... Sorry, go ahead.
What's that?
Oh, this is my this is my wheelhouse. We normally, not we. Well, I have fought against it, but the chemical combination that we use to poison people for our executions, we get from outside of America, and because other countries are rational and understand that, you know, killing your citizens is not something you should do, they have refused in the past couple of years to send us any more of what's it, like sodium something.
Okay.
Yeah. So why not? I mean, America, guns, Trump, killing people. It all kind of makes a really sick kind of sense.
Yeah, but like, why do you want firing squad executions? Like, that actually sounds like something that they would have done in either Nazi Germany or Stalin Russia. You know,
It was. I don't know if we ever, like, so it was the gallows, and then it was the electric chair. I think we had, like, a short romance with the gas chamber, and then it was lethal injection. I don't know if firing squads were ever, like, a big thing here.
Yeah, but it basically sounds like something that would only happen in, like, a dictatorship. You know, a dictatorship state.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what he wants it to be.
I mean, yeah, he's trying to overturn the results of the election, so...
Right? Like, legit, we have a reality star trying to attempt a coup right now.
Yeah. I mean, if I feel like if I had have gone back to when Obama was president, then what would have happened, and I had have told everyone, okay, so in 2020, we're going to have Donald Trump attempting a coup. And then I feel like people will go, hold on, so you're saying that Donald Trump became president? Or they'll... No, actually, firstly, they'll go... why would Donald Trump be attempting a coup? And then I have to explain, oh, by the way, Donald Trump is president. He was elected in 2016. And they'll be like, hold on. You're telling me that Donald Trump is president?
There's actually a famous... I don't know if you ever watch Jimmy Kimmel read mean tweets. But there's a whole Obama edition, and he reads a mean tweet from Trump. And he makes that kind of comment where he's like, yeah, you called me the president and that's something you'll never be. And then like 2 years later, like Trump gets the presidency.
Yeah. So also, this next one is from big-brained, I think he's got his money from fracking, but the big-brained university guy, Dennis Prager, who doesn't actually have a university, but he calls it a university. It's about as much of a university as...
YouTube?
It's about as much of a university as FTFE. Actually, that's insulting to FTFE, because FTFE does have some pretty good...
Trump University. It's about as much of a university as Trump University.
Yeah. Well, FTFE is...
Which was a thing.
To be fair, like, FTFE is a pretty good university. It's the Flat Earth Community University, so...
That's a real thing?
Well, it's a joke thing. They've got good stuff on their YouTube channel. In fact, I was in one of their videos where they shot a whole lot of people into space.
But I mean, like, are they creating it, or did somebody create it as, like, a parody?
Well, it's not actually a university. I should mention that it's not actually a university, so it's a parody.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why I recommend everyone go and subscribe to FTFE.
Right.
So, here we go.
I believe it is harder for most people to get off the addiction to free money than it is to get off addiction to heroin. You get used to getting something for free, and the ante is always increased. The goalposts keep moving. Well, if I get free this, why don't I get free this? Why don't I get free this? Nobody talks about that. Free healthcare and free college and free graduate school and free lunches and free breakfasts. What does it do to people when they get everything for free and you don't earn anything? You breathe, you get. Maybe there's a price paid by the individual. It sounds good. Drugs sound good too. You'll feel great when you take a drug. That it sounds good doesn't mean it is good. I want to earn everything I have. It's a great feeling.
So, I agree.
Oh my God.
I agree with a few things that he said there, right?
Can we just take a second, and I need to recognize the fact that, like, the vast majority of super wealthy people in the United States, also, I'm guessing around the world, inherited that shit. So they know exactly how it feels to get free money.
That's why I say I do agree a bit with what he said. Like, when it comes to people that inherit their wealth who didn't earn this...
You get the Trump kids.
Yeah. But I disagree with the fact, like... So, free money maybe isn't the greatest thing, right? However, free food, I do agree with that. And what's one of the best way to get things like free food? Money. The best way to get food is money. So, if you give people money, you'll have some people that will spend it recklessly. But that's why education is a good thing. And you know what I want? I want free education.
And can we just point out that, like, the money doesn't just, like, come from nowhere? I'm assuming he's talking about money that we get from the government, which is actually money we have paid in taxes.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just like giving some of our money back to us.
Yeah, and also another one of the points is, so he's basically saying that free things are bad, right? So, what about charity? Is he just like fuck all poor people?
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Like, you do not put $1 in the Salvation Army, tin this year, because you will just, you'll corrupt all the poor people.
Yeah.
Do them a favor. Don't give them anything.
I do like the irony of having, what does a culture of entitlement produce? Ungrateful people who
Trump produces Donald Trump.
Like, says someone who's that entitled to say that, we need to sue YouTube because they are restricting our videos or something.
Because I don't get my money. Yeah, like they deplatformed me. I don't get the right to a microphone as well as the right to speech.
Yeah,
and the whole education thing. That's the number one way to create country where people don't need free shit. But you've made it, like I put in the chat a couple weeks ago, my grad school cost me $140,000 in student debt. And it actually took 6 loans, all of which started at 8% interest, daily compounding the day you take out the loan. And you can't consolidate them until after you graduate. So all of that, I'm paying income tax at the state and federal level, and I'm paying all of that interest back, plus the principal on the loan. And like the interest on student debt is basically funding, jackasses like him, because he's paying, 12% capital gains, and that's about it.
Yeah. When it comes to me, I do have a student loan. Haven't been able to really pay any of it back yet. But, maybe, I hope that one day I will be able to pay it off. And that is $20,000 because of how great New Zealand is when it comes to Because New Zealand value, at least I think that a lot of people in New Zealand value education. We like education here because we know that we want to be smart. When it comes...
You mean you're a bunch of coastal elites, is what you're saying.
I mean, there was a person, Winston Peters. Someone stood up and said, "Where's your proof that that SARS-CoV-2 has satisfied all four of Koch's postulates, or Koch's postulates, one of the two?" And Winston Peters started out with, "Okay, so here we have someone who obviously got an education in America."
That is very true. I had to research that and learn what it was on my own. They didn't teach me that in any of my science classes.
Yeah. And, at least people in New Zealand can recognise when someone says something that's unbelievably stupid and go, "Well, you're talking out of your ass."
Right.
Yeah. And that's why we probably need more debunkers from New Zealand, because,
Yeah.
although I do a good job representing the country, I think.
Right. Plus, we just need a global population of them to help us here in America.
Well, we do have people that help you out. We have Taika Waititi in Hollywood. We have Lord going around making music. We're going to dominate the world soon.
Oh, my country is so stupid.
Well, true. I'm not going to disagree with you.
I know. People people are like, "Oh, that you shouldn't say that about your country," but we really are. We are dumb. We are the ass case study in Dunning-Kruger ever, because we just think that we know everything, and we know fucking nothing. Nothing.
So, I think I might have gotten this off of Facebook, this next image. I found it somewhere. As I said, probably Facebook. I saved these as actual images because, So, this person has all these masks. One for smoke, one for painting, one for mining, one for pesticides, one for radioactive substance. And then they say that all we're using for the deadliest virus in history is a surgical mask. Now,
do they think it just floats in the air? Microscopic gnats or insects? How do they think it works?
Yeah, so firstly, when it comes to these things here, they're not designed these are designed to protect you from breathing things in. This is designed to stop you from breathing deadly things out. And secondly...
And moist, moisture. God, they're so stupid.
And secondly, I don't think anybody has made the claim that coronavirus is the deadliest virus in history. It may be the deadliest virus of the 21st century
so far.
Yeah. But it's not the deadliest virus in history.
Yeah, this was either made by a boomer or just a really entitled, unself-aware Gen Z person.
Why not both? Why not a Zoomer?
Right? Yes, or a combination of grandma and her Gen Z grandkid.
Yeah, or it could be someone wanting to embarrass their grandma, Because I do feel like Gen Z people are a bit more intelligent. My sister is Gen Z, although she tries to say, she tries to tell me that I can't be Gen Z, Even though the line is a little bit blurry, I prefer it to be millennial, but
Yeah, you're like one of the in-between. I'm one of the in-betweens too, between Gen X and millennial, Xennial, I guess they call us.
Yeah, like for me, I'll get called a millennial by people like Sleeping Warrior, But when it comes to it, some people say, "Oh, you're Gen Z," and I'm like, "Am I though?" And it's because they say that if you're born, it's because they say that if you're born after 1995, you're Gen Z, and if you're born,
I thought it was 2000. Isn't it 2000?
No, the cutoff rate is the cutoff date is somewhere between I think it's usually between 1994 and 1997 is usually where people draw the line. Somewhere in that area, I like to go, all right, 1996 and before is millennial. After that, you're Gen Z.
I have no problem. Like, I have not yet reached the age where I'm like, wow, kids these days. But with the Gen Z kids, I think they lack a lot of self-awareness that comes with face-to-face interactions and people telling you everything that's wrong with you, like, to your face in like a demonstrable way. So they're just kind of like, I'm fantastic and everyone loves me and everything I say is right.
But anyway, we'll go on to the next thing here. Where is it? Oh, here we go. So I can't. This would have been on Facebook as well, where I saw this meme. So this meme says, the year is 2026. You called someone by the wrong gender, and now your Microsoft Xvax vaccine chip is restricted for 72 hours, so you can't use credits to buy food for your family. So this could be satirical. And the reason why I say that is because of the whole Xvax thing. Right? And in case anyone doesn't understand why it's called Xvax, it's because of Xbox. Right? You're probably going to have to... Like, when Bill Gates releases his Microsoft vaccine that implants the vaccine chips, you're probably going to have to buy the Games Pass, the Xbox Game Pass, so that you'll be able to, get access to food and stuff.
When did Bill Gates become like the boogeyman? Is what I want to know.
I don't know. I
feel like all of us.
I feel like he's always been a boogeyman to a lot of conspiracy theorists.
Yeah, I just don't get it because, self-made billionaires, we love them here, but except for Bill Gates. Like, he's the devil.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's probably the people that think that Steve Jobs was a perfect being in every way, Even though Bill Gates and Steve Jobs
are not nice guys.
Yeah, they're both pretty shitty.
Yeah. I like with the big tech guys like Bezos and Musk, I'm always like, I don't know whether to think that you're going to maybe save the world, or if you go to like regular meetings at the bottom of a volcano and plot how to destroy it. Like, I'm not really sure. It's like 50-50.
Yeah, when it comes to Elon Musk in particular, he's one of the people which I respect at least what he's trying to do, and that is try and help us with climate change and trying to give humanity a backup on Mars and stuff. But at the same time, sometimes he can just be the stupidest and most dumbest shit ever. Like the whole, when he went full space Karen, And
didn't he name his kid something like ridiculous?
Oh yeah, and like so that's why I actually think that maybe we should just take away the rights of celebrities to name their own kids, because
right.
Otherwise,
like whatever happened to names like Michael and Sarah? Like now it's Apple and whatever. It's like he named him like letter or was it a number? Let me look it up.
Yeah, it's like the A thing, and it's like X.
Yeah, it's like an equation. Yes, it's an equation. It's like X and then like an A with an E butted up against it, and then A-12.
Yeah, it's like
oh my God.
It's like why? Apparently, it's pronounced Ash. So, yeah. I mean, I guess Elon Musk does have the like. If this was Mark Zuckerberg, right? They were to do that.
A human thumb. He looks like a thumb.
Like if it were Mark Zuckerberg, immediately you'd see people that would go, "Oh my God, this just proves that Mark Zuckerberg is a robot." But with Elon Musk, he has memed himself to the point where people are like, "Yeah, this is kind of normal for Elon."
That's on brand, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like, it's also kind of like Kanye West. Like Kanye West says some stuff like
Northwest.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, as I said, like let's take celebrities. Let's take away the right of naming your kids from celebrities, and maybe we'll solve that problem.
And also running for political office, because Kanye did run for president this year. In fact, he's been the only candidate to concede.
True. But I just noticed that we've got Chocobo Moogle in chat. Now, I do have a comment from him that's going to be coming up in the chat box travels section. And he'll be able to tell us if it's satirical or not. Like, I don't know. But hey, don't worry. I actually appear in. I actually have a guest appearance in Rush of Stupid today too, as well. So, but it's not because it's not me saying something that I've put into it. It's someone telling me where I'm wrong. So, because I get things wrong occasionally. Anyway, let's say amen to this. Because I refuse to live in fear. I don't turn on my headlights because I am not a sheep. I refuse to live in fear. I can see just fine. I respect your choice to use your lights, so respect my choice not to. If other drivers cannot see me, that is their problem. It may be a law, but it is unjust and infringes on my constitutional rights. I have a medical exemption, and you are not allowed to ask me about that. And I am a member of the Freedom to Drive in the Dark Committee.
Oh my God, that is phenomenal. I need that.
And
that is amazing.
Obviously, they're talking about... it's an allegory to masks, right? How people will be like, I'm not a sheep. I refuse to live in fear. I don't have anything wrong with me. I don't have any... they'll say that they don't have anything wrong with them if they catch COVID, and then they'll go on to say that they have a medical exemption, which means that they have underlying conditions.
You would think that healthcare reform would be so much more popular here if they all actually had those medical issues.
Yeah, you'd think so, but, although my favourite one to date is still the person that put on like 10 masks, I think it was, and then ran around the track and it was like 100 degrees Fahrenheit or something.
Yeah, it was a doctor, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't a doctor, it was just some random dude. And like he did this, like, it wasn't exactly running because he had to try and it was a quick brisk walk, right? And it was like
which is running in America.
And he had to keep on sort of adjusting his mask. And then he says, okay, I don't, I wore so many masks, it didn't change, it didn't make it harder to breathe or anything. And by the way, I am asthmatic.
Yeah.
That's what he said right at the end. And it was brilliant. So,
I mean, it's just such a stupid thing because it's so easy to prove that masks don't harm you in any way. Like, it's so easy to prove, but they just don't get it. They're persisting with that narrative.
So here we've got Conspiraboomer images again, and so this is apparently going to be the mandatory COVID-19 vaccine prep kit.
With a little, we're going with the S&M theme.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't realize it. Like, I like what this person here says here. Why do they always devolve into BDSM? Don't they realize they're just making masks kinky? And, like, true. Like, it seems...
Because they tend to also be evangelicals who are sexually repressed.
Yeah, maybe these people, they aren't... maybe they aren't against masks or anything, right? Maybe they're actually for masks, but they're so sexually repressed that they want to they want to make it seem like something sexual, and therefore they can get off on it or something. You know, that could be it,
right?
You know.
Oh my gosh! So, the assumption here is that the vaccine is going to go up your ass while you're forced to wear the mask and you're handcuffed?
I mean, to be fair, like, I do know that there are some vaccines that get jabbed into your ass, like, primarily the vaccine against children. But, like, that's just one that I know of, so... hey, it could be a thing, but I don't know.
Okay.
But, you know, I'm sure people are going to be like, actually, yes, I want this.
Right, well, that changed my mind. I'm getting it.
I actually wonder if it would change anybody's mind that is anti-vax. Who maybe there are a few people that were like, okay, I wasn't going to get it until I saw that it was going to be BDSM.
Yeah.
Imagine
maybe Mike Pence. I don't know.
Imagine the disappointment when they find out that it's not BDSM.
It's just a shot.
Yeah. Okay, this is the real danger about anti-vaxxers, right? That are against the COVID-19 vaccine. They're setting everyone up for disappointment that actually wants this. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that want to go into the vaccine thing and then have get handcuffed, one of these masks put on them, and, whatever happens with the Vaseline happens.
Right?
There's
Especially, like, with the whole Dr. Fauci mom crush stuff going on. Like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, so... Yeah, they're setting up a lot of people to be disappointed, and that could be rather dangerous, I think, so...
Right, like, all of the moms are like, I thought Dr. Fauci was going to handcuff me to something.
Yeah. So... Now, this thing here... I am not sure what this is quite getting at.
Someone satin?
Yeah, I was...
Satin? I've heard that satin is really evil.
Yeah, so... First, let's go through this. Science spelt backwards is ICNIX. or Ignex.
Yeah, I can make.
Well, let's call it an Ignace, or Ignace, or... An Ignace was a device used by pagans, or hashtag pagans, to summon Saturn himself, to brainwash children and turn them into literal sheep. These pagans were called scientists. Today's scientists use Ignace's science to brainwash our kids.
No, this has to be somebody making fun of stupid people. Like, no one can actually be this stupid, right? Like, it's somebody making fun of stupid people. I'm hoping.
I hope so. Like, I don't know these days. When you've got people that think that every time the number 33 is mentioned, that's somehow a dog whistle for like...
But I have to go...
What's that?
Oh, I was going to say like, every time I hear the number 33, I have to go, like, eat a baby alive and, like, bathe in its blood.
Yeah. So, I don't know if this is real or... I don't know.
It actually looks like something, and it reads like something. I don't know if you're aware of the Moorish national movement in America.
No, I don't really know about that.
Okay. They are amazing. You should check them out, but they are a group of African Americans who insist that they are native to a continent called Amexem, which is America. And I'm not making this up. I could not make this up if I tried. Chuck chases the facts. I don't know if you know him as a content creator, but he covers a lot of them.
Okay.
I think he's also in New Zealand. And they do all sorts of like weird things with words. Like their whole thing is like, oh, you know, all courts are maritime courts because the word citizenship has ship at the end of it. Actually, it reads like something they would say.
So, when you say amazing, are you saying that it's amazing or amazing?
Like, amazingly stupid. Like, unbelievably stupid. There's no other word for it. They're stupid.
Okay. By the way, I doubt a lot of... there's a lot of the X doubt in this thing. Like, I do doubt...
that people can Google it. Google it. Moorish National Consulate.
Well, no, meaning in this particular post, like, I'm doubting that the pagans would try to summon Saturn. Like, right. Even if they're meant to say Satan...
I mean, why not just go for silk?
Yeah, like, even if they're trying to say Satan, I doubt that pagans would be trying to summon Satan, because pagans don't believe in Satan. Satan is a Christian construct, so, you know... That ticks my bullshit senses right off.
Yeah, the Satin, that's the best part. That and the exclamation point after sheep. Like, a statement such as that actually needs an exclamation point. I feel like it's you don't really need to emphasize it anymore.
Alright, so former Congressman Michelle Bachmann has
fuck me.
Has a personal request for God. Right. So let's see what...
For this moment in the United States, we seriously, sincerely cry out to you, confessing our personal sins. We confess the sins of our country as proxies. We ask you, oh God, for deliverance, that our country may continue to know freedom. Lord, would you deliver these races in Georgia, oh Father? Would you deliver various local and state races, Father, that they aren't stolen? Would you give us a true vote? And oh God, I personally ask from myself, Michelle Bachmann, Lord, would you allow Donald Trump to have a second term as President of the United States? for this moment.
So, firstly, trying to give America freedom. Yeah, like the best way to give America freedom is to not have
More
Donald
religion.
Trump in office, because Donald Trump has handled the coronavirus pandemic so badly that you're going into a third wave over there, I think. And so that...
Oh yeah, it's like we're past 2,000 deaths a day, I think now, and we're creeping up on 300,000 dead. And the last I knew, we had like 4% of the world's population and 25% of its coronavirus.
Yeah, so if I go down to the
Or COVID.
graph, so you're getting over 200,000 new cases a day.
Yeah, and if you look at like the RT rate, I think less than, or like 43 states still have an RT rate over one or greater. So tomorrow we can see another 200,000 cases.
Yeah, and we've got nearly it's getting close to 3,000 deaths in a day over there. So
yeah, which is more than 9/11, and we went to war for 2 decades over 9/11.
Yeah, I mean,
we're averaging more than one a day now.
People will say like they can't use the excuse of where's all the deaths now when this wave happened, because the deaths have surpassed the high death toll over here. So yeah,
it's insane. And the whole like praying. Okay, first, if there is a God, I just feel like he has better shit to do than pay attention to American politics. And second, what about raw dogging a porn star while your wife is pregnant, while your third wife is pregnant, screams like Christian values to you? I do not get how the evangelical Republicans can look at Donald Trump and be like, he's a man of God. Like, zero.
Yeah. So, I feel like God has Michelle Bachmann sort of on whenever he receives prayers.
Like female kind of Copeland.
She kind of does, actually. Pretty sure whenever he receives prayers from her, he just puts them through to voicemail. So. And
right, like I keep telling her not to call me. Like I signed up for a do not call list.
And this person here has it right. I don't think God needs to have you turn your camera on. You should be praying for God's will. As a Democrat and a Christian, what makes your prayers any more powerful than mine? God is going to decide, and we as good Christians need to accept his decision and not question the motive. And then Matthew 6:6, which is obviously a satanic verse because it's 6:6. Satanic. A silk verse. So it says, "But you, when you pray, enter into your closet, and when you have shut your door, pray to your Father which is in secret. And your Father which sees in secret shall reward you openly." And I think that is a good Bible verse that a lot of Christians need to pay attention to. So,
Yes, and also the fact that, like, God doesn't choose the people choose the leader. So the people are going to choose. You just don't like who they chose.
Exactly. Unless they think that God somehow has the ability to retroactively change people's mind. I need to do a video on this, God
committed voter fraud.
Yeah, I need to...
It was Hugo Chavez and Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I need to make a video on this weird idea that people seem to have about God being able to basically... He apparently doesn't infringe on people's free will, but at the same time, he will cause other people to forgive you or whatnot. Or cause...
He will overturn an election that the people used their free will to vote in, but he will also give you free will, because that makes sense.
So this next tweet is from a good friend of mine, Simon Dan, who has said, "This is why I don't debate flat earthers. Waste of time." So, so Donnie Betts obviously messaged Simon Dan on Twitter, and Simon Dan asked him, "What's the issue?" That's my Simon Dan impression. And Donnie Betts replied with, "Over that distance, it loses lumens. A lot of lumens." And Simon Dan responded with, "Losses lumens? How very scientific." And then Donnie Betts responded with, "What do you call it then?" And Simon Dan responded with, "First off, what do you think lux is?" And then has the Googles it. So I am pretty sure I know what lux is. So and I don't think Donnie Betts knows what lux is. So I'm pretty sure what lux... Do you know what lux is?
Does it count if I am Googling it right now?
Okay, so I'm pretty sure lumens...
luminescence measuring? Luminous flux?
So when it comes to lumens, I'm pretty sure lumens is the total amount of light emitted from an object, whereas lux is the amount of light that you receive at a given distance from the object. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I may have that wrong, though.
Yeah, there's a reason I didn't become a scientist. Lux, the SI unit of illuminance equal to 1 lumen per square meter.
Okay, yeah.
So it's a unit of illuminance. Am I saying that right? Illuminance?
Yeah, I think, yeah. Anyway, Donnie...
Show your work.
Yes, he says, "Show your work. Let's see the proof. I don't use Google."
I don't clearly. I don't think anybody's debating that fact.
And Simon Dan said, "Lol, I asked you a question. What is lux then if you don't use Google? Come on." And he said, "With you tell me."
Translation, I don't know.
And so Simon Dan says, no, you think you've debunked the moon and you cited lumens. So I'm asking you, what is lux? And he says, explain it. And so Simon Dan says, amazing, you've just been completely pied. You think you've debunked the moon and you can't even tell me what lux is. That tells me you don't understand lumens properly. You, Donnie, are the perfect example of someone that listens to another flat earther who thinks they know what they are on about it and repeats it. You're clueless on the topic and you think you can debunk the last 400 years of science. The goal is quite impressive, actually. And so he says... So you can't like, here's the thing, Donnie, if you're watching, Donnie. You can't explain it either. Now, Simon Dan probably
can. He just doesn't have to. Like, he knows it. He doesn't have to explain it to you.
Yeah, like, Simon Dan probably can explain it. Thing is, you can't explain it, Donnie.
I love okay, so I don't use Google and debunk the moon. Yeah. That has to be like a string of words that I never thought would be even possible to put together.
So yeah, Donnie keeps on saying, explain it to me. And Simon Dan just says, well, you tell me what lux is and how you think it relates to the moon's light, then we'll talk. And he's just like, explain your point. And then Simon Dan says, unless your next message is an attempt to tell me what lux is, then I'm off. So, yeah.
Yes, Simon Dan.
Yeah, this is a prime example of why flat earthers aren't taken seriously. When you can't explain what anything is because you don't even Google it.
Yeah, and okay, so he made this flat earth or whatever his name is. He made an attempt to kind of do like a cross-examination thing, like back him into a corner, like yes or no answer, explain it or not. But he failed miserably because he was the one that was trying to make the point. So why should Simon Dan have to do your research for you and prove your point? You're the one that made the claim. You have to prove it.
Anyway, I'll go on to next thing, because this next thing is actually pretty funny. To get away from flat earthers, because, I mean, as entertaining as flat earthers are, sometimes we like other stupids.
And of course the flat earther won because he ended with bye loser. And that's all it takes is saying you win to have won.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like that's how I win every one of my debates, right? Anyway, so now we've got trans inclusionary radical misogyny. So this person says, Elliot Page, welcome to the best gender, LOL. And then, this person says, this is the exact opposite of being a TERF. And in case anyone doesn't know what a TERF is a trans-exclusionary radical feminist. So we've now got a trans-inclusionary radical misogynist.
A term.
Yeah. And like that is the strangest thing to me, because it seems like misogynists wouldn't really welcome with open arms any trans person. So yeah. Like as I just saw, as Pointless Spike said, in my experience, misogynists tend not to be all that chuffed about the existence of trans people. So
right? Like misogyny is just going to open their welcoming arms to the trans community.
Yeah,
like come on in.
I mean, I suppose when it comes to Elliot Page, he is a man, so why wouldn't you welcome him into your group of bros? Although I'm pretty sure that Elliot Page isn't going to be all that chuffed about being with misogynists.
Right.
So, yeah. Actually, I wonder how many misogynists are just straight up gay.
There's a definite theory that homophobia stems from misogyny because it tends to be aimed more at gay men than at lesbians. To me, it makes sense that it would be deeply rooted in it.
Because the reason why I say that is not it's not to take shots at gay people or anything, but I feel like if you're saying that men are better than females, then why would you ever have a girlfriend at that point? To
me, it's like you're saying that females are inherently weaker and less than men, so anything remotely female is going to make you weak. So if you're gay, they equate that, instead of just being like a man, like gay men are still men, they're not females, but like in the misogynist's mind, they equate them with females because they sleep with other men. So they're by, less than.
But I mean, a lot of these misogynists, if they're not gay, then I assume if they're not gay and they're not asexual, then I assume that they are probably sleeping with girls. So, and that...
Well, I mean, not if girls are smart.
True. Yeah. I mean, I suppose there are other ways about that, but, you know... Just some food for thought, I guess.
Are afraid that they're going to be, like, feminized by gay men. Or,
Are they not worried that their girlfriend is going to try and feminize them or anything if they have a girlfriend?
No, because we don't have the power to do that. We're little women. We can't do that.
That's why I think that misogynists are probably some of the stupidest people on earth, like, because none of what they say makes sense at all, like, no matter how you view it.
Like, I don't by any means think that women are superior, but I do think it's time that men hand the keys over and just let us drive for the next couple of centuries.
I mean, it's worked in New Zealand. You know, it worked in New Zealand, so you know, that doesn't actually sound like too bad of an idea. So, this person says here, this is a cursed Conspiro Boomer image, so they say, Polaris as observed through the Georgia Guidestones on the I was going to, so it's the 24th of the 7th,
like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
Okay. And they say, sadly, 99% of the population is too brain dead to comprehend what this reveals. What does it reveal?
I don't know. I do know that the Georgia Guidestones were built in the 1980s. So there isn't anything truly mysterious about them. I think they know who it was, like some artist, but I don't know what that would reveal if anything. But we had the capability of drilling through stone in 1980.
Yeah, like maybe it just shows that Polaris is north and they've got a hole that points to celestial north. I don't know.
Right? It's like so stupid, it's complicated.
Yeah. It's like they're trying to make it... It's like they think they've got some kind of gotcha. Probably they think that this means that the Earth is flat or something. When in reality, it's just like, no. No, the Earth's not flat.
Like, no, it doesn't make any sense. We don't know what you're trying to say.
Yeah, or maybe they just think that the Earth is... Maybe they think that the Earth is round, but it's geocentric, because geocentrism...
Oh, no, I bet it is.
What's that?
I was going to say, I bet it is a flat Earth thing. They just proved that, like, if you look... Are they trying to say, like, if you look through it, you see it in the same spot all the time, regardless?
Yeah. That's what I think they're trying to say. But
yeah.
Like all flat earthers, they don't really explain themselves that well. Anywho, we've got this person saying, "Dear government."
Felicity Ellis.
Yeah.
She was an actress. The actress?
Yeah, mother, actress, lover of caps, lemurs, and little colour language.
God. Okay.
Host of Christy Ellie on The Verge. Well, yeah, they've got a check mark. So they say, "Dear government, we don't work for you. You work for us. Do your jobs for free until we are all past these enforced shutdowns. P.S. You aren't a monarchy. This is a republic. We decide what we want you to do for us, not vice versa. And this is why I don't trust..." So I used to be an advocate for everyone gets to vote on individual legislation.
Oh, yeah, like the propositions is what we call them here.
Yeah, I used to be an advocate of that, but now I just don't think that would work. Like, I think that people are just too stupid to actually know what good policies would be, and
that would not be. So what she's saying is not a republic. Like, okay, we're a democratic republic, but what she's talking about is just like pure democracy. I think if I read this, we decide what we want you to do. No, we decide who we want them to be.
yeah,
And then they go to Washington, and I mean, they have to follow the Constitution, but basically then it's in their hands. And then if we don't like what they did, we vote them out.
yeah, and you know, we don't have time when it comes to a pandemic. We don't have time to like have a huge vote on what are we going to do about this pandemic. You know, because by the time you get everyone voting, it's like, all right, so let's shut down our borders to stop the pandemic from being let in. Oh, wait, the pandemic's already been let in. Fuck.
And who does she think the government is? Like, those are also Americans. Like, the government is more than the president and Congress. Like, all of the bureaucrats that run all of the agencies, like, they just have to work for free. Like, how is that going to help the fit? Like, they're going to suffer too.
Yeah. I mean, and also, like, why would you want someone to do their jobs for free? You know, like...
Yeah, like, why would they do it?
It'll be a case of, okay, Kirstie Alley, you first.
Yes, thank you. That's what I think about herd immunity, too. Like, if you advocate for herd immunity for COVID, like, you go first. You go do your part and catch it.
Yeah. Anyway,
Again, stupid celebrities. This is why they shouldn't be allowed to run for office.
True. So now we've got... So this really just shows the link between, like, it seems that a lot of people that are conspiracy theorists tend to have like a lot of similar views in my... Like, they tend...
1984.
So yeah, like, this seems to be your typical kind of conspiracy theorists that say Democrats stole the election, the liberal media is the fake news, COVID-19 84, the earth is flat.
Right? Bill Gates is coming to microchip you.
To be fair though, a lot of flat earthers don't tend to get involved in politics, so...
Thank God.
They're just complaining
We have enough stupid people. Yeah.
Oh, the reason why
QAnon is about all we can handle in politics when it comes to conspiracy theories.
Well, the reason why flat earthers don't tend to get involved in politics is because, I mean, Donald Trump believes the earth is a globe, or at least I think he believes the earth is a globe. I'm not too sure about that one.
Are we sure? Right? I do like the Twitter users comment that my neighbor is certainly having a normal one.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, all he's missing is, like, JFK hijacked the planes and flew them into the World Trade Center, and, like, you would have them all wrapped up in, like, one conspiracy theory. In front of
Obama did 9/11.
Yeah, I literally saw one of the at a Trump rally, one of his supporters be like, "Where was Obama on 9/11? He dropped the ball." It might have been the Daily Show, and the guy was like, "Obama was not president. Like, where do you think Obama was on 9/11?"
It wasn't like George Bush like reading on 9/11. Like,
yeah, he was reading to a bunch of first graders in Florida.
Yeah. And then 9/11 happened. I don't know if he was like, okay, we've got an emergency here. or if he just is like.
There's a clip of what I think it's one of the Secret Service guys like coming in and whispering in his ear, and you see his face kind of go white. But then the clip ends there, so I'm not sure how they got him. Like, if they made any kind of announcement, or we're just like, we gotta go.
Anywho, there we go. What's the next thing? Back to person who is likely to overdose on brain force sometime soon. Paul Joseph Watson, I'm talking about, obviously. He says, at club. Now,
what club?
Yeah, like, that's the first thing that you'd think. You'd be like, oh, he's got a beer there. Like, what kind of club is he at? And why does it look like... Why does he look like such a boomer here? Right?
Right? He looks like a total douchey young Republican.
And then he said, it's not a private... It's called a private members club. It's not a nightclub, you fannies.
Yeah, like, we get that, but, like, is it, like, a yacht club? Is it a golf club? Is it a, like... I have all sorts of private clubs.
Yeah. And then, someone says, Twitter through mouthful of crisps. LOL, what a loser. Meanwhile, at club.
Why is he dropping the there at the club?
He didn't say.
It's just at club.
Yeah. But, like, when it comes to this, it's one of them things where like, there's probably... Twitter users are probably thinking, oh, like, when they see someone at a club, like, when you think a club, right, you immediately think nightclub. Whereas these... two people are like at a private members club, like, and
right? It looks like they're trying really hard to be some sort of like elitist, and they're just kind of failing.
Like, this looks boring, honestly. Like,
yeah,
I feel like
it's so beige.
I feel like
why is everything beige?
Yeah, I feel like I could go to a like a restaurant, and it would look exactly the same. That's what it looks like. Yeah. It looks like they're at a restaurant.
It looks like they got seated at the table at the wedding that, like, the groom's parents forced the couple to invite those people. So they just, like, stuck them in the corner of the hotel banquet hall.
It does look like that, doesn't it?
Yeah. Like, oh, we have to invite, like, you know, your uncle's cousin's douchey sons. Like, we'll just put them at, like, table 312 in the corner.
Yeah, I just realized that I probably have to make this smaller. Make this chat box smaller. There we go. Because a lot of people do complain about the chat box. There we go. But... yeah, when it comes to this, I just think that he's probably that disconnected that he thinks that people
think that's cool.
Yeah. If you think that going to a private members club is cool, well, first of all, good for you, right? But secondly, go to a nightclub, you know.
Yeah, that is also looks like the most boring private members club ever. It's so beige. I can't get over the amount of beige.
I've never been to a private members club, and after seeing this, I don't want to go to a private members club. It just seems so boring. So anyway,
and then they immediately took out their phones and just, like, scrolled through Twitter and didn't speak for the rest of the night.
That seems exactly like what it would be as well. Like, it looks like Paul Joseph Watson has Twitter open.
Seriously, that's his phone, isn't it? It is.
Yeah. Like, they're trying so hard to be cool, and it's just like, yeah, I'm going to go to the club now and not a private members club. Anyway.
And drink like a mid-strength beer and then go home.
Yeah. So this is something that was apparently this guy messaged someone saying, "Hello, can I see Ghislaine Maxwell's tits?" And they respond with, "Yes, just a sec." And they're like, thanks. Okay, it's been 13 minutes. Where the fuck is it?
That's the Jeffrey Epstein lady, right? I can never say her name.
You know what would be best? Like, you know what would be great? If underneath it says, "Wait, why the fuck is the FBI here?"
Right?
But anywho, wait, okay, that was confusing. Why'd that happen? I have so many programs open. It gets confusing at times. So many windows open. I'm sure people have seen that I have a large number of windows.
That photo is so cringe. Oh.
Okay, so over in America, what's wrong with your news?
Everything. In general, or a specific news channel?
Primarily.
Oh God, no, that's not news. That's not news. That is commentary. It is opinion.
Disguised as news, right?
Right. They call it news. It's not news.
Yeah, so this lady here,
Oh, what do you mean, hero? She's,
Yeah.
And she talks like this.
And you,
Donald
Mr.
Trump is the
Barr,
greatest
are
person.
so deep in the swamp, you can't see beyond your fellow reptiles. And you are not the exceptional leader needed at this exceptional time in history. And you...
So yeah, like, I don't know why anyone thinks that Fox News is a legitimate news source. Like, whenever someone says that Fox News is a legitimate news source, the great response is, well, they actually had to say that no one thinks that Tucker Carlson, or that no one in the right frame of mind would take Tucker Carlson seriously, or something like that. And that's what their defense was when they were getting sued for something that Tucker Carlson said.
Can you hear me? My AirPods died.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. There was a court case where somebody actually sued them, and they had to admit that they weren't news, but I can't remember the name of the case off my head.
Yeah. And you're coming in quite clearly now, so...
Oh, okay.
So yeah, like, definite change in quality.
Janine Pirro was terrifyingly worked for the Justice Department, I think, at one point in time. She was actually a lawyer and a judge.
Okay. Also, I'm pretty sure she's talking about Bill Barr there. And if I'm correct...
He looks like Fred Flintstone.
Didn't Bill Barr say that the Trump lawsuits didn't have any standing or anything, or that said that they're complete bullshit?
Yeah.
And he was one of the people that he was...
So Bill Barr, he was a huge sycophant. Like, he sucked. I mean, like, give him all of Trump's stick. He just sucked it day and night. And then finally he had to come out and be like, we didn't find any evidence of fraud. And now he is part of the deep state eating babies pedophile crowd.
Okay, so basically the message to Republicans here is stay mad.
Yes, like hold the line, or you will be relegated to the pedophiles with the Democrats.
Yeah, it seems that anybody that doesn't fall into a strict, like a strict thing of, you must support Trump. You must think that everything that Trump says is absolutely correct. It sounds like a cult.
It is. It is. In fact, like the head of the Republican Party, her name was Ronna Romney McDaniel. She was Mitt Romney's niece. But then when Mitt Romney voted for impeachment, Trump made her drop the Romney from her name. So now she's just Ronna McDaniel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they're crazy, and like it's not all Republicans. I know a lot of like actual level-headed people that voted for Trump that just didn't like Biden or didn't like Hillary, but he's got this like 30% threshold that is straight up cultist. Like I know he made the famous statement like I could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and get away with it. He could.
Anyway, the next thing that we've got to bring up here is because we're actually starting to get through things, but so this I'm actually not sure how this like this. See, I'm actually confused about this, but apparently guests at gay daddy orgy where anti-LGBT MEP was caught breaking COVID rules thought cops raiding the party were part of the show and tried to undo their pants, host claims. So organizer David Manshelley said some of the guests had mistaken the Brussels police for orgy participants. Guests at the daddy orgy included married MEP Joseph Szezscher from Hungary's conservative ruling party. The orgy was shut down for breaking lockdown rules, and Szezscher has since resigned from the Fidesz party.
Oh my god, that is wonderfully awkward.
Yeah, like, firstly, daddy orgy.
Right? Like the combination of things in that statement is it's wonderful. I love it.
Yeah. Like I'm sure the police were like, don't threaten me with a good time.
Where is it? Hungary? Was it Brussels? Okay.
Yeah, it's...
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's just amazing. I love when this kind of irony happens. Like when an anti-LGBT person was at a gay daddy orgy.
That's like when we've had like a bunch of evangelical pastors get caught like soliciting like gay prostitutes like after preaching that like gays are going to hell, and it's a beautiful thing.
But I just saw someone in the chat say, once again, waves at the Planarwalk from the chat he's ignoring. Yes, I am ignoring you, obviously. But anyway, when it comes to when it comes to this, I feel like a lot of people, they'll say, oh, this person's anti-LGBT. How long is it until he gets caught at like a gay bar or caught with
wait until it happens to Mike Pence. It's like Mike Pence. The day is coming that he's going to be caught in one, and it's going to be wonderful.
Yeah, it seems that every LGBT person, every anti-LGBT person is eventually caught in a gay scenario. You know.
Yeah. Mike Pence calls his wife mother, and you didn't know that? Yes, he calls her mother. I don't think they've had sex since the birth of their last child. And even then, it was like clothes on, lights off. Yeah, he's absolutely in the closet, and I can't wait until he gets caught.
Yeah. I think that a lot of homophobes are just closeted gay people. You know?
Yeah, especially because he's like he just pushes like horrible anti-LGBTQ legislation and promotes discrimination based on it. So when they get caught, it's just so much better.
Yeah. It just goes to show, did this press, like, you know, a lot of these people that are anti-LGBT, they say, oh, you can choose to be gay, and it's like,
right, like, when did you choose to be straight?
And it's like, then they get caught and it's like, so you chose to be gay, did you? Yeah. You know, did this Joseph person choose to be gay? Or if he chose to be gay, like, why would he choose to be gay if it's going to be something that would ruin his career? You know? Feels like... It just seems like it would be something that they... you know, if you could choose to be gay, why would you ever be gay if we're living in... Like, especially if you're a person that... is in like a conservative party that's very anti-LGBT.
Right. Or like in a conservative country, or like you're still very much like a discriminated against minority. Like, why would you? Yeah. Makes no sense.
Exactly. And for the last part of this section of Rush of Stupid, we have...
Can I just interrupt with the announcement that Rudy Giuliani has tested positive for coronavirus?
That doesn't really surprise me, to be honest.
Right? Nosferatu.
Like, whenever somebody in Trump's administration tests positive, I'm honestly not surprised. And
did you see...
It's positive for anything, COVID or elsewise. What's that?
Did you see the Michigan hearings with, like, the drunk star witness?
No, I didn't.
When you get a chance, you have to Google it. Because they had a lineup of, like, just the craziest people they could find in Michigan to come testify in front of the Michigan State Senate and House of Representatives. And it's something, like, I had to watch it twice before I realized it wasn't Saturday Night Live.
Okay. Anyway, we'll end on this thing from the New York Post. COVID-19 could cause erectile dysfunction, Doc says. And that's just another reason why I don't want to catch COVID-19.
It might be the only thing that convinces anti-vaxxers to get, at least men, to get vaccinated.
I feel like they'll just be like fake news when they see this.
Well, it's the New York Post, so it's a good chance that it is fake news. But if it convinces more people to get vaccinated, like, go for it.
Yeah, it seems that the negative side effects of COVID-19 are starting to compound on each other. So yeah.
It could be a bit of Darwin. Like, if you're dumb enough to run around without a mask and social distance and you catch it, then you just shouldn't pass your DNA along anyway.
Yeah, maybe like COVID-19 is the great sort of trying to get rid of all these people that just don't wear a mask and and stop them from breeding.
Right.
You know? Anyway, now we're on to Chatbox Travels, which I totally didn't steal from Conspiracy Cats, by the way. Maybe tomorrow I want to settle down. Maybe tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. Ba-doop-ba-doop-pew-pew-pew. And to start off with, we've got someone who's in the chat. Chocobo Moogle.
Is that who? Chocobo. Moogle.
Yeah, we've got Chocobo Moogle in the chat. Last thing that I see. Oh yeah, he's just said, "I'm out. This is crap and boring." Well, I suppose he's now missed his guest appearance. So he says, when Buzz died, God will ask him why he lied about going to the moon. He has already asked Neil Armstrong, and so.
I'm sorry, God is too busy fixing the election for Michelle Bachmann. He doesn't have time to answer that question.
Well, no, it's more, when you end up at the shiny gates, the shiny fairy tale gates.
Pearly gates.
Yeah, that's right. God asks you... I thought it was St. Peter or something, but apparently it's God now. They've changed the canon. So that God asks you all about your sins. And apparently Buzz not Buzz Lightyear, Buzz Aldrin's greatest sin has lied about going to the moon. And
I love how he already asked Neil Armstrong. Okay.
So apparently that means that God is a moon landing denier. I thought he was all knowing. So.
All right. So he would already know why Buzz lied.
No, he would already know that they went to the moon. So yeah, no. Oh yeah, 36 said what I said. More to the point, it's St. Peter at the gates, not God.
Not anymore. We changed it.
Yeah, they've changed the canon, so... That's... Christianity has...
Fired.
What's that?
I said he fired St. Peter because, yeah.
Yeah, St.
He wasn't asking the right question.
Yeah, God decided to become a moon landing denier, and I think that probably is going to negatively impact his subscribers, but anyway, where's the next? Give me a second. I've got to. All right, so this person, I have no idea what they. I have no idea what they're even saying, because it feels like they're saying a whole lot of things and also saying nothing at the same time. So D Realm Do Reverso Lati Mocha Reverse Tesla 369 says, Flat Earth is a deliberate decoy. It's all in reverse. All FE maps are distorted because of not knowing where North Pole was or NP was in the first place. So I obvious even flat earthers think I'm crazy. Someone please get some sense or science. Everything is centigrade in pre-19A education. So as long as we forget our past, then the future will be more of what is not. Wake up, people. So I'm going to look to the chat for this one to see if they can translate that to English.
It's disorganized schizophrenia, maybe?
I don't know, I don't know what he's trying to say.
It's just like a free association of words. I don't know.
Yeah, just because you put words down doesn't mean that you're saying anything.
That's not how words work.
Exactly.
This also sounds like a Trump tweet. It just, again, needs sad at the end.
I feel like Trump's tweets are actually a bit more well-constructed than this, because Trump probably actually occasionally has someone go over his tweets.
He does, and it's so obvious when he does. You're like, oh, he totally didn't write that.
Yeah. So I just had someone in chat say, Planner, you dissed Fox for being partisan. Are you willing to admit CNN is the same? Yeah, they're probably, like, a lot of news networks are partisan, but when it comes to CNN, I haven't seen enough of them to say that they are highly partisan left. And I actually have mentioned in the past about I think it might have been CNN. I said CNN was left wing or something, and then someone actually said, "Well, no, CNN's not left wing. They're
more centrist." So, like, I feel like a lot of the fake news narrative comes from people just not liking that facts don't align with what they believe.
Yeah.
So, like, liberal bias kind of translates to truth.
yeah.
We do have MSNBC, which is like the left, or the closest the left will get to a Fox News. CNN is kind of like right in the middle of them, maybe left or leaning, but they're not obvious shills for the left. Whereas the president regularly calls Fox News just off the cuff.
I think that it's a case of when Trump was initially running for office, you had places like, or news networks like CNN that were absolutely railing on Trump because he got them clicks, you know. And when it comes to the news, they're mainly trying to get clicks, and it seems like, at least from what a lot of people have said, is that there's a lot of the mainstream networks are actually quite reliable, because if you fuck up and say something and write a post that's not true, then you are at risk of losing your job. And the same doesn't seem to be true for places like Fox News, or a lot of independent news networks.
Roger Ailes, I believe, is the guy that started Fox News, he actually worked in the Nixon administration, and there's like a documented history of like how we're going to go about turning this into like a conservative propaganda machine, which is, it's a long story and it's really boring. I'm sure people don't want to hear it. But, if anybody wants to do like some independent research into it, Roger, like the founder of Fox News, is very much intertwined with the Republican Party.
Yeah. But one of the things that I do have to say is no one seems to be able to translate this, so we'll move on to the next one. Because, I don't know what he's saying. It sounds like he's so crazy that even flat earthers think he's crazy. So
it's just a really poorly programmed bot.
True. Okay, that is possible. Now, we've got confirmation bias seeker again as well. Who says, flat versus globe is controlled dialectics. The truth is both distract from the possibility that the world isn't physical. There is no motion or curvature to the oceans in our realm, but both sides have become controlled gatekeeping efforts to get people to discuss irrelevant topics and points.
This is a bullshit, like, keeping, like, I have an open mind, so I'm not going to take a stance on anything. Like, no, if you have an open mind about science, you're not open-minded, you're idiotic.
It's one of them things, it's one of them things where, I can't remember who said it. Like, it's good to be open-minded, right? Just don't be so open-minded that your brain falls out.
Right? Like, what are you gonna do? 2 + 2 could equal 6. I'm keeping an open mind. Like, no, you're just dumb and you don't want to take a position.
Yeah, it's like these like a lot of I feel like it's a lot of people that will say you're like it might be someone like a Christian or something that will say, why don't you be open-minded? And it's like, well, first off, I'm having a discussion with you about the existence of God, right? So, I mean,
That's open-minded and yeah.
yeah. And secondly, why don't you be open-minded and consider the existence of no God, right?
Yeah, exactly. Or like the agree to disagree thing. Like, no, we're not going to agree to disagree on like empirical, demonstrable facts. Like, I am going to believe them, and you're going to agree to disagree with truth.
Yeah. Anyway, the next thing is, it's not so much stupid, right? It's more of someone got something wrong, but the thing that happened from it was actually great. I actually really like this one, so I just had to bring it up. So Galby 3000 said, "The air is not a fluid. Fluid and gases are not interchangeable in meaning. You would be more correct in saying air moves like a fluid. You would be just as correct to say a fluid moves like a gas." And Donatello McCollum says, "Air is a fluid. It flows. Liquids, plasmas, and gases are fluids. Maybe you're confused between fluids and liquids." And the part that I love is Galby 3000 responded with, "Good point. I stand corrected."
It's it's like the unicorn of internet interactions, where like the one person is like, you know what, you're right, and I'm wrong. Let's be civil.
This is for Galby 3000. Like,
right?
I applaud that, because it is a lot. You've got a lot of people that just refuse to be shown to be wrong, and they just will never change their mind on anything. And whereas you've got people out there that they'll say something that is wrong, and then they will be like, you know what, I was wrong about that. Sometimes I'm wrong about stuff, Which
is like, to me, that's the true test of like knowledge. If you can admit that you don't know everything, then you're probably 1,000 times smarter than the person who can't ever admit they're wrong, or which is kind of self-explanatory, but like it.
Yeah. The next one is from TYM Network, and they're going, "Prove curved water." You cannot. And I can prove curved water.
Right? Does anybody have a water bottle?
Yeah, I have a water bottle over there, but it only has like a little bit of water in it. But yeah, like when it's in the water bottle, it's nice and curved. So yeah, maybe you gotta define curved better. So this next one, you need a bit of context for this. So this was left on a video or on a live stream saying, "Are masks effective, and is COVID-19 dangerous?" I think that was what it was called anyway. And this person says, "The answer is still no and no. ... Delete my comments all you want. It's still true, kid. ... They got the ellipses incorrect.
Yeah, like that's a lot of ellipses. Unnecessary use of ellipses.
So yeah, you can be wrong, M. Brown.
Yeah.
Like, he's wrong 4 times in this comment. That's and he also has really bad
grammar.
Like the answer is still no and no. Delete my comments.
Period.
Yeah. Like the answer is still no and no.
Period.
Like he's got a comma there, like a wayward comma.
And ellipses instead of periods.
Yeah, so the first point he was wrong is when he said the answer is no for are masks effective?
They are.
Second point where he's wrong is when he said no for is COVID a dangerous... I can't remember exactly what the title was, but I think it was is COVID dangerous. COVID is dangerous, so he's wrong there. Delete my comments all you want. I haven't deleted your comments, mate. And he says, it's still true, kid. And it's not. You're just wrong on every point in that... every point in that comment is just wrong.
And he's the one that liked it.
Yeah.
It's got one that he's the person that gave it the like.
Yeah. Although I do have a surprising amount of COVID-idiots come to my streams and leave.
Also totally incorrect comments.
Yeah. Although they're all wrong, so it's not like they... So the next one is actually... So the next one, it isn't the commenter being stupid. It's actually me being stupid, right? So I get things wrong. So here we go. So Jerry2357 and others pointed out, actually, infinity times 0 does not necessarily equal 0. And he says, for instance, take two functions. If x equals 1 over x and gx equals x. The limits of these functions as x tends to infinity are f infinity equals 0 and g infinity equals infinity. But if x times gx equals 1x over x times x equals 1. So f infinity times g infinity equals 1. And in this case, 0 times infinity equals 1. If you don't know how you have got to the 0 and the infinity, then 0 times infinity is undefined. So,
okay, congratulations, Jerry, because that is so incredibly complicated. I don't know what I can't understand it.
That is something that I kind of get where he's coming from. It's where you can prove that 1 equals 2, right? It's just like you do some weird maths with it.
The maths is hard. Math, yeah. That.
Like
I'm going to take his word for it because I don't understand.
Like you use variables and then you're like, okay, these two variables are the same, and then you do some things, and essentially the thing is
then you do math and then it comes out different.
Yeah, the thing is when you've got 0, you probably shouldn't simplify equations. But there are times when an equation will give two answers depending on when you ask for the square root of something, it's like, well, actually the square root could be either this number or this number. I can't remember the exact times in which it's used. Like you basically get either a positive or a negative number.
Yeah, I stopped taking math like in 11th grade, and then like specifically picked things to major in my college degrees that it did not require further math. I built a career out of avoiding math.
Yeah, just as long as you don't try and deny maths or anything.
Yeah, no, like I absolutely believe in the maths. I just like once it gets past like basic geometry and algebra, I'm just kind of like, I don't know about this.
Yeah, because when you start denying maths, you get to the point of being a flat earther. So flat earthers are very bad at maths.
Yeah, and they would have to be.
Like I would actually challenge them to try and create any kind of physics simulation. I have.
Let's start addition. Like screw physics. Let's start with the basic addition. Can they do or long division? Let's give them long division. Can you do it?
Probably not. But anyway, now we've got BMO, who's saying, bro, just give up trying to be right and just be quiet, lol. If you knew the truth and could argue it, why haven't you been on Nathan Oakley's channel? And I just realised I haven't actually given you a comment to read, so...
Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine. Yes.
Yeah, I just realised that I've been reading all of them. Usually I give the other people in the stream opportunities to read comments, but I've been a bit rude today, so sorry about that. It's just because a lot of these comments are directed at me, so...
I'm just amazed, like, as I was saying before, if you're going to try to... If the whole purpose of your comment is to make you seem intellectually superior to the person you are addressing, do some basic proofreading before clicking post.
Yeah. But anyway, this person says, if you knew the truth and could argue it, why haven't you been on Nathan Oakley's channel? You are more than welcome. Everyone's welcome. No need to make a video explaining your side if you can prove it against...
Apparently children are welcome, because isn't he the one that goes to the school
no,
harass?
That's Nathan
Thompson.
Oh,
okay. Thomas.
I'm just wondering why there's a apostrophe there.
Yeah, and there's also Nathan, he doesn't have one in Nathan Oakley's.
Yeah, I'll explain it after this comments, because you'll get a good laugh. So no need to make a video explaining your side if you can't prove it against someone from the opposite side. Kind of makes you seem a little fraudish. And don't tell me, oh, he won't let me debate him. Simon Dan has more subs than you, and he has sat in the chat and shut his mouth. You know you can join him, lol. Sit down, bro. So, you are actually right on the fact that he, like Nathan Oakley, does let children on his stream. But he only lets children on his stream.
Ball.
One tay at Glass Monster on there with you.
As I said multiple times, Glass Monster, this isn't a private chat rather than in a public chat, so sorry about that. And, I mean, $50 patrons do get... I do rotate $50 patrons each week. And today we've got Jane Spade on.
Hi.
So, the only time he lets children on with him is when he is able to slap them, so... So yeah, like that's why he's called Slappy the Clown, because there's one time when he was doing a stream and you could hear like he said something about his daughter playing with his iPad, right? And
oh my god, and you heard him slap her?
Yeah, what you heard is and then it's crying, right? And that... Now, he tried to deny that he slapped her, obviously. And... or that he hit her, at least. And then his mic went silent, and people were like, wait, did he just... And so... Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious what happened, and that's... but he won't debate children that or not exactly children. He won't debate teenagers because teenagers have more more intellectual than him, or more
And physically stronger, so he can't slap them around.
yeah. Yeah, and Astro Rex said that's just trying to drum up business for Nathan's dying channel. And I'm actually going to go to Social Blade and see how Nathan Oakley is doing on there, because yeah, Nathan, because I actually have been on Nathan's channel before. Thing is, every time, like, I actually did manage to get to the end of my point, and they were just like, yeah, so what? And it's like, and they just brushed past it, and it's like, you do realize, like, they pointed out every perceived flaw in my points, and yeah, they just couldn't, they just didn't have any good points. So yeah, Nathan Oakley is...
How are you supposed to debate somebody who can't even, like, agree on the most basic of facts?
Yeah, so Nathan Oakley is past his prime, obviously. He occasionally will get... occasionally he'll get, like, 1,000 subscribers. To be fair, I'm past my prime, but, you know... occasionally... Like, for me, it's one of them things where occasionally I will get a boost from the algorithm. But mostly, like, I do realize that my channel...
Well, you're almost 10,000, right?
Well, yeah, I'm near 10,000. Like, if I go to my... But yeah, like, Nathan Oakley is generally getting, like, 100 subscribers a month. Occasionally 200, but like from August to October, he only got 200 subscribers each month, and then in November he got 100 subscribers, and in July he did get 700 subscribers. But you know, there was one, like, February 2019, he got 3,500 subscribers, so in a month. So you know, he's definitely not doing as well as he. Definitely not doing as well as he used to. And the reason why... What's that?
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, like, there's a much bigger market for stupid than there is for science or fact. Like, stupid is way more entertaining.
Sometimes. I actually think that there was a video that I watched yesterday from Veritasium, which was very entertaining, and Veritasium does have a lot of views. I think it's really, like, stupid can get boring after a while, but, you know. But anyway, when it comes to Nathan Oakley, yeah, like, the reason why he gets 1,000 views, like, he will get, like, 1,000 views a day, and that's because he streams every day, you know? Like, if I... go to his user videos here on Social Blade. I'm not gonna Google him or anything. I do have this sort of off to the side in Google Chrome, by the way, so that's why people aren't seeing it on stream. So, holy shit! Like, he's actually doing terribly. Like, he will get... Like, okay, so one of his videos did get so his live stream got 1.4 thousand views, and the one before that got 1.1 thousand views. But yeah, he's just doing terribly. Okay, like, he did get one with 2,000 views on the 14th of... It looks like the 14th of November. So yeah.
Yeah, I guess, like, how would you continue to create content about just the Earth being flat? Like, on channels like yours, you can expand into, like, other flavors of dirt. There's only so many times you can say over and over that the Earth is flat.
Yeah, like when it comes to Nathan Oakley, essentially his show is trying to debate people and on the shape of the Earth, and I think he realizes that it's not something that he can easily win at. Like he's like if you think that people like Ben Shapiro and Steven Crowder argue in bad faith, then you have not seen Nathan Oakley try and argue. His arguments are basically, shut up and let me tell you why you are a fucking idiot. Right? And he is vile. Like, he will basically mute you if you try. Like, here's the thing. He will complain about being spoken over, right? Yet he speaks over everyone.
Yeah, no, yeah. To me, I would rather have like an honest idiot than a shill any day. Like, if he honestly believes the Earth is flat and is that stupid and wants to try to debate people, I have actually more respect for that than somebody who knows that the Earth is not flat, but is going to take that position because it's going to make them money.
And Riley's Thompson said, "Don't forget, my balls are in your mouth." Yeah.
Okay. Whose? Mine or yours? Or do we each have one ball in our mouth?
No, he's saying like that's what Nathan Oakley probably said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, like, okay, the balls in the mouth. I'm not gonna judge.
Yeah, like I think that he has some kind of weird kink, and like I don't think that he should try and display what his kinks are to the world, because some of them are kind of yikesy. So
Is that like his way of saying he won an argument? Like, yeah, my balls are in your mouth, bro.
Yeah, something like that. Apparently he said that to FTFE when FTFE went on his stream. And if FTFE was just there to troll the hell out of him, like FTFE would go, does that remind you of anything, Oakley? But yeah, like it is one of them things where he is both stupid and he is capitalizing on that stupid, but he is also aware enough to know that the Earth is not a globe.
Earth is a globe.
I sorry about that. Yeah, he's aware enough to know that the Earth is a globe, but he pretends like the Earth is flat. Or he pretends.
Ben Shapiro went to Harvard Law School. Like, half of what he says he knows isn't true, but it makes him money to say it.
Yeah. And so he basically is doing it for the YouTube ad revenue and what's it? YouTube ad revenue and super chat money.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And the chance to, tell people that his balls are in their mouth, because I'm getting the sense that that is not something he's experienced in real life. So
you're probably right about that, actually.
Normally, people who have had that experience don't have to go around, telling people that, saying that. So
yeah, I probably shouldn't mention what's on his bedside table.
Is it Vaseline, a leather mask, and a set of handcuffs?
I'm actually not sure about the Vaseline. You might be right on that. But no, I think it's a purple dildo or something. So, and that's on his side of the bed as well. So yeah, I don't want to know what's going on in his bedroom, but I'm not going to shame him for that. I mean, each to their own. So BMO was back to say, your video, it's a... What's that?
Oh, I was going to say, he has a crush on you.
BMO?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's back to say, your video, it's pretty terrible. You didn't keep the parts that prove your ignorance, I see. Saying Nathan can't even comprehend his own comments, so he made these very reasonable arguments by using big words you couldn't keep up with, so you cut them out and made a laugh track. LOL. Thumbs up. I mean, yes, thanks for the thumbs up, but, so... I'm pretty sure I know what he's talking about here. So, essentially, what Nathan... when I said that Nathan can't comprehend his own... No, that was Conspiracy Cats that said that Nathan can't comprehend his own comments. Basically, Conspiracy Cat said, I don't know... even I don't know what I'm saying, right? Essentially, it was making a joke out of Nathan's comments, but we did keep the important parts. Like, basically, it's Nathan's comments are word salad.
Right? They think if they use, like, the amount of syllables they use is directly related to, like, how intelligent they sound. But in actuality, it's just like you're just spewing words that make no sense.
Yeah, you got a lot of people that do this. You got people like Jordan Peterson. You've got people like Ken Wheeler. You got people like Nathan Oakley and Quantum Eraser. They all use word salad to basically take something very small that doesn't and make it bigger. Right?
Yeah, like what Jordan, like neoliberal cultural Marxism or something, and I'm like, what does that? Does he ever define what that is?
Yeah, he'll talk about the neoliberal
Marxist, whatever.
Yeah, the neoliberal postmodern, or the neo-Marxist postmodernists, right? And which is an oxymoron, by the way. Like being
scary sounding words and putting them together.
Being a Marxist and a postmodernist is kind of an oxymoron, in case people didn't know.
Or when when like someone calls you like, oh, you're a Marxist, you're a Nazi Marxist. I'm like, you really can't be both of those things at the same time.
Oh, it's not just the left calling. Imagine my shock when it's not just the left calling everyone else a Nazi.
Right. But you can't be a communist Nazi. That's not how either of those things work.
But yeah, like when it comes to Nathan Oakley, like he does some stupid like he makes some stupid comments, and so we poke fun at him for stupid comments, but when I respond to the comments, I do consider the whole comment, in case you didn't know. Like, regardless of what Conspiracy Cats read it out, I respond to the comment as a whole. Also, just going to say that, why do you have that capital C that you've got in can't is really throwing me off here.
That and the fact that the last comment began and ended with bro, and his use of the emoji and LOL, it screams like I'm terrified of you, and I know I'm wrong, but I'm gonna pretend that I'm right anyway.
Yeah, like hey BMO, but going back to the last comment, actually, you do realize that Nathan Oakley can come onto my stream and debate me. I do the same thing that he does, except I don't yell over people. I may interrupt people from time to time, but if you've seen me debate Nathan Oakley, quote unquote debate Nathan Oakley, then you'll know that I don't shout at him. Like, he was shouting at me, going, "You fucking think that's somehow fucking Earth curve?" And I wasn't yelling at him or anything. He was so triggered.
Right? Like, the more emphatically you say it, the truer it becomes.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll let you read this next few comments out. So we've got James Wint.
3 godless on the floors. Or, I'm sorry, 3 on the floors. 3 godless losers, ROFL, rolling on the floor, laughing. Oh, okay.
Yeah, apparently, like, being... apparently we're losers and we're godless. So, I think that being... Okay, so I think that being godless cancels out the being a loser part, so...
I was just about to say that, like, is the losers necessary? Like, if you believe in God and we're already godless, is adding the losers necessary? And I do not believe that he is rolling on the floor laughing.
Yeah, like, here's the thing, right, when it comes to... LOL is generally... And
Right.
not even that, like... Generally, it's LOL is like... Yeah, that's funny. Whereas laughing, LMAO is more of, and rolling on the floor laughing is like, kind of thing, Although
Yeah, let's just compensate for the fact that you don't have a point.
yeah, like, but I think that the godless and losers cancels each other's out because godless people seem to be pretty fucking cool. So, so we're just 3 average dudes, I guess.
Right. At least he can count 3. I guess that's a win.
Yeah, I think that he... I don't know if he realised that... Now, I can't remember what video. I think it was in the video that I did with Conspiracy Cats. So essentially, there was me, Conspiracy Cats, and Simon Dan that he's calling 3 godless losers.
Yeah.
But Simon Dan wasn't really a part of that video. I mean, Simon Dan will be part of an upcoming video that will be coming out on... Not tomorrow, but the day after. So put that in your calendar. I'll probably set the premiere up today. Just got to finish the thumbnail and then, yeah. Alright, so now we've got Resident Troll, Shills versus Shills.
Does your mammy not iron your t-shirts? Does anyone's mammy iron their t-shirts? First of all, is mammy like a New Zealand colloquialism? Because here it's a racist thing.
Oh, really? Like, I thought he's just talking about basically does
Mommy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't actually realize that it was a racist thing at all.
Yeah, it's like the stereotype of like the house slave that would take care of the white children. It's Aunt Jemima.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not iron your t-shirts. I have never ironed any t-shirts, and I don't think my mother has either. I think in general, t-shirts are not something that you need to iron.
Yeah, like I'm glad that my mum doesn't iron my t-shirts because that would be kind of embarrassing if she did. And I don't iron them either because like why iron your t-shirts? Like if you really want your t-shirts to not be creased or anything, you put them in the dryer, right? Like that's how you iron. Like who irons their t-shirts these days? I can get maybe ironing like if you've got like a really formal blazer or something. Yeah, I can get ironing that.
Yeah, anything that needs a crease in it, like a business suit, a button-down shirt, a nice pair of pants.
Yeah.
But not a t-shirt.
Yeah, like... Now, this t-shirt was put in the dryer, so... I mean, it doesn't really have any crease. It has a couple of creases, but they're not really as bad as if I were to just let it dry on a clothes rack or something, you know. But like, I don't feel the need to iron my t-shirts. Like, imagine being a person that irons their t-shirts.
Right? The level of like anal retentiveness you must have.
And even if my mum did iron t-shirts, I'm not going to bring her around to my place just so that she can iron my t-shirts.
Hey, Mom, can you come over and iron my t-shirts?
Yeah, I'm not going to do that, so... Anyway, here's the next comments. Again by Shills versus Shills.
Silly little girl. Okay, Witsit called out Simon Tran. I'm assuming that's a gay slur. Silly little girl.
I don't know what lickle means. I do know that it's a transphobic comment.
Okay, what's Witsit?
Oh, so Witsit, I think it's Austin Witsit.
Okay.
And I actually didn't know that Austin Witsit was transphobic, so... yeah, that's news to me. Thank you. I suppose I should thank Shills versus Shills for letting me know that
He's not someone we should...
Yeah, that Witsit... or for letting me know that yet another flat earther is a transphobe.
Right, and he gave you the nice tip on ironing your t-shirts.
Yeah, I'm not going to iron my t-shirts.
What I want to know is, why is this Shills guy, like, he must really be inspecting your images up close if he can see wrinkles in your t-shirts.
I mean, I'm pretty sure my camera has decent enough resolution to see the wrinkles in my t-shirts. Like, it is... like my videos are in 720p, but my camera is technically... It's 1080p. So...
Okay.
But I don't use the 1080p setting on it because... It's essentially because it needs more processing power, and one day I'll
T-shirts.
What?
And you don't want to have to iron your t-shirts?
Well, no, it's not that. it's more when it comes to shit. What was? It's more that when it comes to my computer, it doesn't actually have a decent graphics card in it, and so yeah, like my computer can't handle if I have too much going on. And I mean, I've already got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 programs open. Yeah, I generally don't close that many programs, so... but is it just me, or does Shills versus Shills seem like a child?
Yeah, or again, a poorly programmed bot. Yeah,
like, he seems... I'm getting, like, huge incel energy from this dude, right?
Yes. But, like, a young... an older teenager, younger adult incel energy. Like, 18, 19... Maybe all of his friends have lost their virginity, and he hasn't really nailed anybody down yet.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the assessment that we gave of him is probably pretty accurate.
Right.
Considering that his insult, his quote-unquote insult is silly little girl, right? And it's like...
Shills versus Shills, I dare you.
So, you know, as I said, incel energy. And the next...
Thank you, Jordan Peterson, for that as well.
What's that?
Thank you, Jordan Peterson, for the whole incel thing as well.
Yeah. Oh, and one person, I just realized someone asked, do you iron your underwear? Why would I iron my underwear?
What's up with ironing random pieces of clothing? Like, so unnecessary. Time suck.
Yeah. So Daniel Cooper said, no one wants to watch a video where nothing happens for 10 seconds. Have you ever seen a stream from Arwen? And no. I have seen streams from Arwen. I'm guessing you don't know who Arwen is as well. So.
I have not the slightest clue. Yeah.
Let me see. I
know like Aaron Raw, but I think that's someone else.
No, it's not Aaron Ra. Apparently Arwen has a Patreon. Okay. There's this channel. There we go. Let's see. What I'm going to do is if I go to his videos, I'm going to... Well, actually, let me pull up his videos over here. I'm going to click on one of his videos. Let's choose a random video. Let's go this one here, this early bird one. And let's go to here and play 10 seconds of it.
Today it sucks. It's rain. Yeah, I didn't even show any. Huh. But yeah, it was worse yesterday. But it's just gray constantly. I haven't had any sun recently. And it's like
at least he's
bit
talking
rainy,
in this
but
one.
not all the time. But
let's go to another random part.
Fucking funny.
We're watching someone put on his...
Thank you, Arami Stunstone. I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me.
I feel like that was longer than 10 seconds.
Yeah. So, yeah, like, it only took 2 goes to actually find a point in a stream. And this is going to random points in the stream where he's barely doing anything. So, yeah, I do have to say, obviously, people do watch a video where nothing happens for 10 seconds. And and Tosk Live asks, does Arwen use the same thumbnail for every video? Wow. Yeah, like he does. He uses the same thumbnail. And that's lazy, even by my standards. Like, yeah, sure, I'll use the same thumbnail for Rush of Stupids, but like if I go to your channel, there we go. Right? Oh, 99.99 thousand subscribers.
Come on, that's so annoying.
So, yeah, like I'll use the same thumbnail for Rush of Stupid, right?
But that makes sense because it's like a sequence of it's a related sequence of content.
Yeah, like maybe I should start swapping out some of the people in the background, but I don't know if I actually have the original sort of thing for it. I'll have to see, otherwise I'll have to redo some of it. But yeah, we've got
stupid person in the background each time, like a famous stupid person.
Yeah, maybe I can swap some of the people out occasionally. And I'll use a similar format for like my open debates, but that's only for live streams. And one of the reasons why is, now I can actually understand Arwen doing this because his things are live streamed, right? So he doesn't necessarily know exactly what the topics are going to be. Exactly like what I do with Rush is Stupid. Like the reason why they're all the same thumbnail is because I don't know what the topics are going to be. I know what some of the topics might be, but, you know.
Right. Today we talked about balls in your mouth, or balls in Nathan Oakley's mouth.
Yeah.
Couldn't have seen that coming.
And, for example, like, if I know what the topics is going to be, I make a thumbnail for it. Like, reviewing old videos and other shenanigans, you know, I have a unique thumbnail for that, you know? A 2020 election stream, Yeah, I have a unique thumbnail for that. Yeah.
Faster fire than it was.
And obviously I have different thumbnails for all my videos because I know what happened in them because it's afterwards. So yeah. And yeah, people are saying 999 equals 666 Illuminati confirmed. Yeah. Only like if I just
Yes.
I'm gonna
As soon as you're done, you have your baby and get initiated into the pedophile ring.
yeah, something like that. Oh, only 6 subscribers left until I actually reach 10,000. We could potentially do this by the end of the stream.
My family and be like, everybody subscribe to him right now.
Yeah. Like, is anybody watching the stream who's not subscribed? If you are watching the stream and you are not subscribed, subscribe. There's 57 of you watching, so some of you may not be subscribed. So go ahead and subscribe. And one person says 10,000 subscribers equals 10-hour stream. Yes. Yes.
Fuck.
I am actually going to, and I'm just going to be like, I'm going to make sure with my family that I've got nothing on, right? I'm going to be like, this day I'm doing a 10. It's probably going to be 20th of December, I think, at least for me. Like if I go to here.
You should definitely open it by just an hour of you silently ironing your t-shirts.
I actually have an idea for. I actually do have an idea for a stream, right? And it will be a. It'd be a stream where like there's an idea that I had recently. It's probably a shitty idea, but it would be a stream where I'm just completely silent throughout the whole thing, and it would be. It'd be one of these things where it's more of an art thing, you know, like you know how you have like weird art exhibitions. It'd be like that, you know, where you might have a person posing as a statue, and
right, who can like watch the awkward cringe the longest before they have to give up and be like, I can't take it.
Yeah. So I'm thinking the 20th I'll do the 10-hour stream. Because surely I'll have 10k by then, and I'm sure I'll have surpassed 10k by then by quite a bit, like maybe 100 subscribers. So that's just, you know, I like to have a little bit of leeway so that I don't go back down below 10,000 subscribers.
Yeah, yeah.
Because, you know, that's embarrassing when that happens. Anywho, we'll go to the last comment. And you want to read out the last comment?
Sure.
What was that?
I said sure.
Okay.
As long as it's written in, like, legible English. We've seen... So that was the Arwen guy.
So here we go.
Throughout history, so-called astronauts have won so-called pressurized spaceware when being blasted off into so-called space. I think we get it. This was a precautional procedure to protect the astronauts in case of any event. Our SpaceX astronauts seem to have skipped past this precaution and managed to convince their fans that they are way ahead of the rest of space travelers. As Elon Musk once quoted, "You can tell it's real because it looks so fake. It's not what they prove, it's when we've been told." The globe.
When have we been told the globe?
Also, just way overdone with the so-called. Like, we got it after the first so-called.
Yeah. Although I suppose that although, to be fair, I suppose that they had to, make sure that we knew that they were an idiot because what they were saying...
marks. They didn't have to put so-called in every time.
Yeah, like they're driving home. look, I'm an idiot. You need to remember that I'm an idiot. Just because I'm saying things that
okay, so it would throughout history, idiot, astronaut, worn idiot.
No, it's more of throughout history, I'm an idiot, so
right.
Yeah, because like he does make a point of the astronauts who were wearing, SpaceX astronauts were wearing. Well, what he was saying is that astronauts have to use pressurized spaceware because there's dangers of being of depressurization and all that. Mm-hmm. Now, when it comes to the SpaceX astronauts, what they seem to think is that they aren't wearing.
Not that perhaps technology has gotten better.
Yeah, like that's the reason why that they were wearing spacesuits that didn't look like your standard spacesuit. Now, these spacesuits that they were wearing, they weren't the sort of suits that you'd go, do a spacewalk in, right? Because they're just not built for a spacewalk. But they're a lot more. They provide more agility. You can move around a lot easier in them, and so yeah.
And the last line, what is? It's not what they can prove. It's when we've been told the globe.
Yeah. I think with that last line, he was just trying to drive home how stupid he was.
Yeah, makes no sense. Also, what is it? So many ellipses. So many ellipses.
Yeah, they've got so many full stops. As Conspiracy Cat said in an old video, and I actually realized that there's in one of my old videos, I said space comma. Seriously, I was like, it was my 1,000 subscriber special, so this was nearly 2 years ago, in which there was a comment I was like, space comma. So, what was I?
So just space comma?
Yeah. But yeah, he goes on about the whole. You can tell it's real because it looks so fake, and it's because does anyone know about the concept of hyperrealism? Because hyperrealism is basically this idea that something is something looks doesn't look quite right when you just take a video or photo of it. What sound does a sword make as you take it out of its sheath, right?
Yeah. I can't do it, but the metal on metal.
Yeah, people expect to hear shing sort of sound.
That was it.
Yeah.
Shing.
Whereas it's more of if it makes that sound at all. Sometimes it just might not make much of a sound. It's well, that's not interesting.
Yeah, it's way more entertaining to hear the shing.
Yeah. So yeah, when it comes to that, we expect this Hollywood. We expect things to look like Hollywood, but that's not always how things look. And there's also the case of you've got to. There will sometimes be editing, but if sometimes you'll just get the camera footage and just be like, we'll just use this camera for footage, no editing, and it just doesn't look as good as a Hollywood film because Hollywood tries to make everything look as pretty as possible.
Yeah, because then if it didn't, what would be the point of Hollywood? It would just be I can look out my window.
Yeah,
see shit.
Reality kind of looks a little bit boring at times.
Go figure.
Yeah, and Riley Thompson said about the drawing a sword from a sheath, and he said mostly no sound unless the scabbard has a metal ring. Yeah. So, so what you're saying is Arnie does not look like a badass metal killing machine on the inside.
No, he looks like a quickly aging baby boomer with a bad spray tan.
Yeah. But anyway, that seems to be it for this stream. I don't have any more comments or anything. So let me bring up...
Thanks for having me on.
Oh, no problem. I will say that next week, I believe I will be having a debate. So I'll just mention what I've got coming up. Next week, I'll be having a debate with a 9/11 denier. Well, not a 9/11 denier, someone that thinks that 9/11 is an inside job. I think I will be having that debate, hopefully.
That's a special kind of stupid right there.
Yeah, I'm going to have to brush up on all the arguments that they make, because they tend to make really bad arguments.
Right, because the government, like, they're also the people that are like, the government can't do anything, but they can somehow manage to pull off 9/11 as an inside job.
Yep. Then there's on the 20th, so that's the 13th of December. Although, depending on where you are, in America and UK, that's the 13th, but in New Zealand, it's the 14th on Monday. But then on the 20th, I'll be having my 10-hour 10K stream.
Where you can watch Planarwalk iron his t-shirts for 10 hours.
Something like that, anyway. And I just saw someone say jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams, and yeah, thank you for reminding me of that argument.
Yeah, and Tower 1, World Trade Center, not Tower 1, the 7, Tower 7.
Oh, yeah.
Over. Yeah.
Yeah, Tower 7. Like, I am very familiar with Tower 7 and how that was actually built. Like, it was built differently to how a lot of buildings are built, and it was also burning for a long time. So the penthouses went first, and then the rest of the building collapsed. And a lot of people don't see the penthouses going first. So it looked like it fell at free fall speeds, but it looks like it falls at free fall speeds. And I think like, even if it was a controlled demolition, like, wouldn't there be some kind of resistance, even if it was? So,
how did you do a controlled demolition after flying a plane? Because, I mean, like, people saw the planes fly into the building.
Yeah, as long as, like, I suppose it could be Conspiracy Castle, where he was like, he said something about the planes being CGI.
Oh my fuck's sake! Oh Jesus! Oh.
If this guy is that crazy.
Yeah, no, he is a low-rent Tucker Carlson. Like, imagine Tucker Carlson, only dumber.
And Riley Thompson said, it's almost like skyscrapers are designed to collapse on the spot rather than tip over and flatten half the buildings around them.
Exactly.
So yeah, like, it's one of them things where I'll have to brush up on all the arguments made and make sure that I know what the arguments that are going to be brought up are. Oh yeah, they're going to probably bring up the Jews, aren't they? Yeah.
Oh, for sure. And the Pentagon, like the flash image of the plane that hit the Pentagon, they always bring that up, and they're like, "Are you telling me that there were no other cameras in that area that caught the plane? It was just this one."
Yeah. Hold on, what's the? Something really strange happened. Like, YouTube said that I had like 5 viewers like recently, and then shot back up to 48. Maybe it's a YouTube glitch. Oh, and then it was a YouTube glitch. It disappeared. So yeah, we're gonna I'm gonna have to prepare for that to make sure that I brush up on all the arguments. But yeah. Oh, and then I've got in 2 days. So this will be on Wednesday for me, Tuesday for other people. I will be premiering my video of the part 2 of Eric Dubé's documentary, or his quote-unquote best flat Earth documentary. So join me and enjoy it. It's actually rather funny. So, and Simon Dan, Simon Dan has a part in it. So yeah. But anyway, I will see you in the next stream or video. Between you and me, thank you for watching.